Plan B One Step is an emergency contraceptive manufactured by Teva Women's Health. If taken within a window of 72 hours, it prevents pregnancy in a situation where another birth control method failed. Earlier this year, a company called Hobby Lobby blocked some women's rights to this contraceptive. The first Hobby Lobby store was opened in Oklahoma City in 1972 by this man, David Micah Green, a devout Christian who wanted to build a successful company that followed the values of his Pentecostal faith. He was extremely successful in accomplishing his goal, and as of 2015, there are 650 Hobby Lobby stores in the United States, which offer a range of over 75,000 art-related products. Green runs his company on Christian values, as stated by Hobby Lobby's website. We believe that it is by God's grace and provision that Hobby Lobby has endured. God has been faithful in the past, and we trust Him for our future. We are committed to honoring the Lord in all we do by operating the company in a manner consistent with biblical principles. Little did anyone know, Hobby Lobby would go on to make a new name for itself, this time in American politics.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby became national news when in September 2012 they filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government, and the case was accepted by the Supreme Court in November 2013. The company claims that on religious grounds they should not have to pay for this pill, known as Plan B, and other contraceptives like it in their company's health plan. But what about this pill is so controversial, and how does it work? Contrary to popular belief, Plan B is not an abortion pill and does not work if the woman has become pregnant. Plan B contraceptive prevents pregnancy by either preventing ovulation in the first place, meaning there is no egg released for the sperm to fertilize. If ovulation has already occurred, the pill slows the egg's movement through the fallopian tube and thickens mucus near the cervix, preventing the sperm from reaching the egg.
Many people don't know that Massachusetts was the last state in the country to legalize contraception for married people. And that happened in August of 1966.
Birth control for non-married Americans was not legalized by the Supreme Court until 1972. I went to Tapestry Health in Northampton, Massachusetts to find out more about women's access to these contraceptives.
For many of our customers, actually, at this point, to pick up their birth control, it's free. We cover it, and the state covers it. Or it may be $10, $15, $20. Before contraceptives were required to be covered by the Affordable Care Act, I have heard of people paying up to $100 a month to pick up their birth control.
$100 for contraception not covered by insurance is an especially frightening number when you consider that, according to a study by the Guttmacher Institute, up to 99% of women use some form of contraception in their lifetimes.
I can understand why abortion will never be settled. That issue will keep coming up until we have perfect contraception, so no abortions are necessary. But birth control seems to me to be such an obvious thing and such a benefit, not just for women, but for society. I think it's outrageous to think that if I owned a company and I employed 50 people in it, and I thought that Plan B was an abortifacient, that I would be able to talk to the health insurer that supplied health insurance for my employees and say, you may not cover this. That should not be my decision. That needs to be the decision of the person who's involved.
In their case, Hobby Lobby's lawyers used the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, a bill signed into law by Clinton in 1993. They claim that the law does in fact give them exemption from distributing a medication that they found disagreed with their pro-life beliefs.
So the First Amendment contains a clause which is known as the Free Exercise Clause that says Congress shall make no law inhibiting the free exercise of religion. And so what that does is it establishes a basic preference in American legislation for the freedom of the individual in religious exercise over any interest that the state might have. What's really interesting about Hobby Lobby is you end up with a corporation claiming the rights of a state. So are the rights of people engaged in business the same as the same as the rights of individuals engaged in religious activity?
The Green family believes that life begins at conception, when an egg is fertilized. FDA guidelines clearly state that the morning after and the week after pill may prevent a fertilized egg from implanting in the womb. This aborts a fertilized egg.
In the Hobby Lobby case, the science that they were putting forward is science that is not actually correct. The Hobby Lobby case was based on what they felt and not scientific fact, because they feel that an IUD causes an abortion, which it does not, because it's a contraceptive. It prevents pregnancy.
The Hobby Lobby decision presented Americans with many questions about the way our country's legal system works. For example, the role of women in decisions that directly concern them.
So it really, in amazing ways, broke down on gender lines, where you saw the 4 liberals on the court, which is the 3 women plus Justice Breyer, pressing Paul Clement, who was defending the 2 employers in this case. And then on the flip side, you saw the men on the court much harder on Don Verrilli, Obama's Solicitor General, who was trying to defend the contraception mandate.
I think men and women who care about this, because it is certainly not only a woman's issue, it's society's issues, it's families' issues, need not to relax about this. This is going to come up over and over again, and it is such a basic, fundamental right that we have to keep our eyes on the prize and make sure that it's not ever taken away from us.